Good morning, traders. Paul here with GammaEdge. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of August. Let's get started. The fine print. Pause your players. Please read this to the end. If you agree, hit the play button. Market model. Long-term trend still intact. Intermediate trend above the ribbon still intact, but weakening, of course. The trajectory is downward. Note the CPI this morning may reverse this. We'll have to wait and see and watch this. Note yesterday we did have some weakness creep in. I put some comments in here. I would urge everyone to read these, and if you don't understand them, please come into the Discord, ask questions. This is really important. This is really how you protect your profits and how you could potentially flip to the other side. It's a very good market model and it works pretty well if you use it. SPX condition, we're seeing weakening across the board. On the short-term negative gamma, seeing some puts being added, short-term puts, and seeing some short-term calls coming out. You can see the slope change between the two, what we call the wings, and you can see that they're becoming more towards parity compared to where they were yesterday. This means, all things considered, that we do have some downside protection going in. We have some profit taking going in on yesterday's weakness, and it clearly shows. The zeros are still telling a long trend upward story. We have price in blue. It is the same across the top here. We have the SPX Combo, which is the addition of the AM and the PMs. The price lines are the same in these three graphs. You can see that we're still moving upwards. Slight one-day decrease on the SPX-A, which we think is the institutional money, the larger money, but the trend, overall trend, is upward. The I is a great filter and shows us that the zeros are still moving in that upward trajectory. We'll note a couple things here. We're very close to crossing over in the SPY to crossing the true gamma zero here, which historically has been an indication of weakness, but not in this type of uptrending. So the closure of this distance still well above the delta. Same thing already has happened in the Qs. We want to watch this. We want to watch for continued weakness, but again, the CPI may cause a short-term rally. We'll just want to see what happens. The levels today, green across the board with the exception of where the JPM strike is here on the PM, settled at the 4005 level. This is an illiquid level, but in general you can see we are well under the control of positive gamma. I want everyone to be aware that we've had a move upward of minus GEX. It was at 3900, it is now at 4000. We do think that a lot of this is due to the addition of puts at the 4000 strike, and we have verified that in the various chains. Also want to call everyone's eye out to the expected move. This is a conservative number. Many of our traders are premium sellers and they like a little more conservative value. This 3.13% expected move is due largely to the at the money value. Is higher, most likely because of the CPI print this morning, in anticipation of that. But just be aware that does put the downside level of that 4000 strike well within range now, being there. It doesn't say we're going to go there. It is not predictive. I want everyone to be aware of that. But it does suggest that we could see movements fairly significant here. The 0 DTE, we closed yesterday at the 4122 level, puts us at the top of a very major sequence of negative gamma. We think that is significant. You can see here that the POI expiry for today is 3900, so that will further solidify the 4000 strike, as you'll see on the next slide. Up here at the top, that 4165 is going to be a dominant flip point in terms of moneyness on the 0 DTE, so we're going to want to watch that. 4100 to the downside. You can see a fairly ugly transition in here. The combo, which is the AM plus PM, if we do open up in this area here, a couple key levels to watch that I called out, circle 1 and circle 2 here. If we do take the 4150, this will become a line of support. We're going to want to watch and make sure that we stay above this line. We will gap up. We may fade back down, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. So we've got positive gamma above that 4130 level. You can see that here. We've got negative gamma between that below the 4085, 4080 level all the way on down. Here's the 4000 strike that I was talking about. It's also home to where the 4005 strike is, which is the JPM hedge here. Significant are the delta levels. You can see a sea of green. Typically, we do not collapse fast when we see a sea of green. We're in a positive gamma environment, and that is a constructive feedback mechanism. That being said, we are seeing a lot of puts going in here. We had another 14,000 net increase here, and that has increased the gamma a significant amount in the negative side. So these two coupled together show a very, very large negative gamma condition, and as price falls, CPI again is going to probably put us up here at the open, but as price falls, the exposure from the dealers is going to support moving down. So we want to make sure that we want to pay attention to these key levels here and make sure you get them onto your charts. The overall SPX structure has changed quite a bit. First of all, as I said, the 4000 is the new negative GEX level. We want to pay attention to that. We closed right here at 4122, right between these two lines right here. This negative line is the 4125, so we're at the top of the transition. We're going to open up in this area here. You can see the dominance of the 4200 and the dominance of the 4150. That's why opening up in this range, we're going to want to see support come in here at the 4150. If we drop below this and we fall back down, that 4080 starts the top of the negative gamma region, and you can see that things could get ugly pretty quickly. A lot of positive gamma built into the system. You can see the overall levels. So 42, 43, 4250 are all there, all in play, and so we'll just want to watch and see what happens. So the summary for today, so yesterday's action was a short-term trend down, 1 day in length. The long-term trend is intact and up, so play accordingly. Personally, I am paper trading, of course, the entry points to the upside. We'll want to watch what happens of the CPI, though. It will open up with us up above that 4150 level, pushing towards 4200 according to the futures. If we do fade, watch the CT. If we continue to see buying in the CT, the cumulative tick, you'll probably want to go long on a drop there. Of course, time that correctly. Don't catch a falling knife. Paper trading, of course. We want to see where we end the day. We want to watch for that 4150, make sure that that is a support line. If it's not, we could see some collapse back down into transition. Also remember now that negative GEX has moved up to 4000. We did confirm that puts were being added, calls were coming out, so we need to see more calls go in today. So watch the tools, watch the action, watch the volume, see what's happening there, and of course watch the CT. So that's it for today. If you like today's content, come and join us at GammaEdge.us. That'll take you to a sign-up page. Click the pricing tab, fill out all the blanks, come join us in the Discord, 14-day free trial, all the tools turned on. Follow us on Twitter, please, GammaEdges with an S. Certainly would like everyone to do that. And then, of course, here on YouTube, if you like today's content, smash that like button. Tell me that you like today's content. Trying to keep these things shorter. And, of course, follow us so you get notified next time we post something. So with that, I bid you farewell. Hope to see you in the Discord, and have a great hump day.